warnings in Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts. And these are warnings so that you're not starting fires, because it is dry, it is hot, and it is windy. That's why we have these red flag warnings. The fire weather watch is essentially the same thing. You shouldn't be burning things because we have these conditions that are ripe to spread fires and cause fires. And so this is like a touch below the red flag warning. In fact, in this fire weather watch, I read it, and it says we might issue red flag warnings. So that just gives you an idea there. These are all the conditions: dry, low moisture, gusty winds, warm surface temperatures that lead to these fires. And we want to show you the winds, because even just one little ember getting picked up by some of these winds today could really make for a mess. 30, 35 mile an hour winds here to the northeast. And they do get a little bit better as we head into our Thursday. So that will hopefully help improve the conditions. But the heat goes on all the way through our Friday. Look at today. We're talking 20, 30 degrees above average for some of us. Record-setting heat over the next 3 days. And it's not just the northeast. We have red flag warnings all the way from the Great Lakes down towards the Four Corners. And things are really going to be windy here. You have to be extra, extra careful. Anything that could spark a fire, be careful with that, because through our Friday, even as we head into our Friday evening, it stays very windy, and that is such a huge component to wildfires spreading, Lynette.
Yeah, it sure is, Steph.
80, 1 degree above its record high, and these New York cities are among dozens or so that are going to be feeling the record heat today, tomorrow, and as we head into our Friday, Jordan. So this is one for the 14th, which will be on Friday.
Yeah, we've been breaking records, and it is mating season, by the way, for turkeys.
Oh, it's mating season? Well, I'm glad that they kept to themselves. This is a family show, after all. Here's a look at what's happening in the Northwest. This low pressure is actually going to kick our low pressure from the south. Finally, it's going to eject it because it's cut off from what's happening with the rest of the flow. So it's just sitting there, and you need another trough to knock it out. And that's what this is going to do. We have our jet that dips down and around, bringing the moisture up, Nevada, Colorado, into Montana. There's the low associated with this trough that is bringing some rain and snow to the Pacific Northwest this morning, and some clouds. Good morning, Seattle. Welcome into the day. This whole system is going to be shifting east as we head throughout really the end of the week into the weekend. Behind it, you see that colder air dropping down below it. That will produce a little bit of snow, but mainly we're going to be in that warm sector here ahead of it and have that moisture and those very warm temperatures. One of the reasons that we're going to see record-setting temperatures is that big southerly flow coming up ahead of this system. Look at the snow. The European model has a little bit. We'll see some good snow into the Colorado Rockies, which is great for skiers. GFS wants to pump out a little bit more, but overall you can see that as we head into our Friday, that's when we're going to see the snow, mainly on the backside of this, when the moisture gets pulled around into that colder air. Saturday, it's that lows out of the southeast because it feels these systems. They don't have to be right on top of each other. If they're a little bit separate like this, our low in the south can feel this trough coming in. It's going to get pulled up ahead of it. Saturday, it's going to be rain into the Great Lakes, and temperatures will be cold. Look at this. In Des Moines, Iowa, we go from 81 to 58. Dropping 20 degrees for our highs there in a matter of a couple days. Flooding is certainly a possibility as we head into the weekend. Sunday, this spreads on into the northeast with some clouds and some showers, and it lingers into our Monday with still some frozen precip, Lynette, back towards the Great Lakes.
Yeah, Steph, they say if you don't like the weather
pattern, food waste isn't just a problem for our planet, it's also bad for your wallet. The average family loses $1,500 a year buying food they end up tossing.
Yeah, and if you want to stop throwing away all that food and all that money, you're in luck. Hannah Berger is here from the Nature Conservancy to help us mitigate the problem as we continue Food Waste Prevention Week. Hannah, thank you so much for being with us. And I guess let's just start off easy. What can people do when they're grocery shopping to make use of everything that we buy?
It's a great question. There's so many
in there, right? Because it still has a flavor on it. Yeah, I get a little bit of a cheesy flavor. Okay, let's talk food storage, another problem. What are some ways that we can store food and prolong the shelf life?
Oh, there are a few things we can do.
A day or two before something's going bad. What are some ways that people can use it or save it?
Again, so like freezing can be your best friend.
I go way past
I ran into some salsa the other day, and it was December of 2022.
It had been opened?
Yeah, and it's been sitting in there.
In the fridge?
Yeah. But it was
Didn't
April.
have any mold or anything on it?
It didn't have mold or anything. I'm like,
how'd it taste?
It was fine. It was
You didn't
fine.
get sick
I'm not sick. I'm not sick.
How about fruits and vegetables? Because
can you? Ooh, Steph, tell your trick.
Well, I had learned something about putting them in water, but now apparently that's not good to do, like submerging them in water. But if you do like asparagus in a cup of water, that's okay, right?
Totally, and I do that with like fresh herbs.
The one piece
area that's not looking so great.
Right.
Hannah Berger, senior scientist at the Nature Conservancy. Thanks for joining us. You don't do that. I mean, to throw out a whole piece of fruit
the
just because.
vegetables, I'll just throw it in eggs. That's my go-to, right? Throw it in eggs and I'll eat it because it's cooked. I can't see it. When it comes to fruit, yeah, cutting it out.
You just cut out the little piece and keep going.
Yeah. All right, coming up next on Pattern, don't hit the beach if you're visiting. Welcome back to Pattern. Around the world, farming continues to be a profession that lacks diversity.
But 2 black growers in England are hoping to change that. Our Land is a documentary that follows their journey to launch their business. Here's a sneak peek. I'm loving this. And I love that it's aquaponics too, because I love hydroponics. And aquaponics
I had to ask what that was.
Well, aquaponics is like hydroponics, but there's actually fish in the water. And
but you're still growing the vegetables, you're still eating the vegetables.
That, yeah.
But are you also harvesting the fish, or is that just its own?
No, they just are in the water. I think they clean up the water and stuff. Yeah, I'm not super trained on aquaponics, but I know there's fish involved.
Well, put it on your list.
Yeah,
you've already got hydroponics
I'm going to do aquaponics
mastered.
next.
All right, here's some climate headlines from around the world. We want to get you caught up on. England has
He was just saying how dry it is in Spain, and they're having
we had a fire this morning, wasn't that here? Was it Jersey?
Yeah,
what state
that was
it was in the Northeast.
Yeah.
Seems like all the rain's to the south, Paul.
Yeah, Jersey's seeing some warmth coming tomorrow and through the end of the week, but the rain now is mentioned in New Jersey.
Yeah, a lot of fire advisories in the Northeast. Paul, we appreciate that.
All right, we got more coming up tomorrow here on Pattern, switching to green energy. Keep you guys updated on all the warmth coming your way.
Yeah, and that rain, right? Yeah, in the Gulf.